Welcome to Homebuyers School, brought to you by Brookfield Residential.
So before we begin, if this is your first time on this channel and you want to get the latest strategies, tactics, and tips on home buying, click the subscribe button below, hit the little bell so you don't miss anything.
Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of Homebuyers School. Today I'm joined by Kevin French with Remax Realty. And today the question we're going to answer is, do I need to sell my home before buying a new home? So Kevin, do I need to sell my home before buying because I need to know what I'll get before a clear sale? So when I'm trying to buy that house, I need to know how much money I'm getting for my house.
Yeah, it's typically best to figure that number out. That's more so a mortgage broker question. You'd meet with them. What's owing on my property? What can I expect to get would be more so your real estate agent. But then from there you figure out your plan. If you're not getting the equity out of your property that you need to purchase the next property, it might be best to sell first.
Okay.
The mortgage broker will be better to answer whether or not you could carry both properties, meaning not sell your initial property, move into your next one, and still be paying the mortgage on the other one until it sells.
Till it sells. That's a pretty tough thing too, because you're now paying, wouldn't you say you're paying two mortgages now?
Yeah, you're paying two more, unless you rent the property.
Yes, yeah. Of course. So what happens though if I don't sell my home in time?
If you don't sell the home in time, then you might not be able to provide it on, depending on the finances, you might not be able to close or move in to the new property. If you're not able to move into the new property, then that's a whole other issue. Yeah.
So what are some of my options?
The best of what I always recommend is to sell your property before you move into the next one. Yeah. It might be a little bit uncomfortable. You might have to move in with family for a bit. You might have to rent a place for a short term, but it's better than being stuck in a situation where you're taking possession of a new property and you still have yours to sell.
Yeah.
And then you're a bit between a rock and a hard place when you're
because you're paying two mortgages and it's kind of rough. But what happens if you find a home that you really want, but your house hasn't sold and you really want that house? Would you recommend just putting the offer on the home and kind of?
You could put the offer in on that new home subject to the sale of your current home. However, if you do that, it's typically deemed a less desirable offer. So a lot of people would shy away from accepting it, or they would expect a little bit more in return because now their property is somewhat less marketable, even though they might be able to still sell it with a small clause in there. It's typically less desirable for the seller to take that option if it was conditional to the sale of the buyer's home.
Oh, okay. So you can actually put a condition, I'll put this offer in if I sell my home, but in most people don't really take that, or that would be a condition. It's like, well, I'd rather take one that
it works. It's a great opportunity. It's a great option that people can explore. It's just that it's on the selling side. Now you've committed to somebody, and all potential buyers going forward are aware that you've committed to somebody else, and now they feel like they're putting in an offer that they have to beat another price. So it's almost like a quiet competition.
So your number one advice is sell your home first and then go off and purchase.
Absolutely.
Okay. Anything else to add?
What often happens is if people do start shopping while their property is for sale, knowing that their intention is to sell first, they often become more motivated to sell their current property. They might drop the price or add some more incentives to make it a little more appealing to somebody in the open market so that they can move forward with the property that they want.
If I was selling my home and I wasn't able to sell, could I, during the whole buying process, isn't there like maybe a couple months or, maybe extend that from the moment I actually buy a house, extend it to the point where it gives me more time?
Delaying the possession of the new property? You could work with that. It's a lot easier to do with a property that is potentially vacant or is a new build. For example, if you're buying something that's not even built yet, you might be 6, 8, 10 months out for build time. That's something that you could work with. But if you're purchasing from somebody who's looking to sell, they're typically looking to sell and move out within the 60 to 90 day time frame.
Perfect. Well, thank you very much. Thank you everyone for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
That's another edition of Homebuyers School. Tune in next time for more expert tips and tricks. And visit homebuyerschool.ca to bring you one step closer to finding your dream home. As with everything, it would be great if you like and share our videos. Also, please let us know if you have any home buying questions you want us to answer.